There and welcome. I'm Christina Johnson, transformational nutrition coach and pause breathwork facilitator. I am really excited today to guide you through a short breathwork practice so you can experience what it is like to do a little bit of breathwork. So we'll be doing an integrative practice that is really helpful for just slowing down, being more present and more calm. It's really great for the nervous system for just calming down the body. It's a great one to use if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed or just busy. I think that you will find this practice very helpful today. So before I start leading you through that, I just wanted to briefly mention that last week I had recorded a video about what is breath work. So if you haven't yet watched that one, I do encourage you to watch it. You can do this one first, do the breathwork practice, but then go back and listen to that video to learn more about what breathwork is all about, how it can help you, and the two different types of breathwork practices. So if you haven't watched that yet, it should be just right on my YouTube channel or my Facebook group. But if you can't find it, just type in the comments, that you want the What is Breathwork video, and I will be sure to get you a link to that. Okay, so let's dive in. Today's practice is an integrative practice. And so there are two different types of breathwork practices I use, integrative and meditative. And just to really quickly kind of tell you the difference before we start, integrative practice is one that is meant to be easily integrated into your daily life. So it can be anywhere from a minute or 2 minutes long to maybe 10 minutes. You can do it multiple times throughout the day. You can do it really anywhere. So they're pretty simple practices. There's a variety of different breath patterns you can use depending on the intention, what you hope to accomplish from the breathwork session. But they're really meant overall to help support relaxation, to help you be more present and grounded in the moment, to help you get out of that constant going mode and fight or flight response, and just to really support the nervous system. I mean, so often, especially women, I think we're just used to going, taking care of other people, kind of pushing through when we're tired or achy or tense, and just kind of doing everything that we need to do. And so these integrative breathwork sessions are meant to just give you a moment to take care of yourself so that you can recharge and re-energize so that then you can show up better in all the other responsibilities that you have in life. So that's integrative, shorter, just easy things to do within your day. And then there's a meditative session. And meditative sessions, the purpose is more transformation. So these are longer, for beginners, maybe 15, 20 minutes, up to 30 or 40. And in a meditative session, you're laying down either on the floor or on your bed. You can be wrapped up in a blanket and feel cozy. I play music in the background, and there'll be a breath pattern that you do for most of the time. And what happens is by using specific breath patterns, we can start to unearth some of those unprocessed emotions that we have in our body. We can start to release some of the tension and the stress that we feel. We can even start to work through and release some stored traumas and just past emotions. And so meditative sessions are just really helpful for just processing old things and without having to think your way through it. And so they really are just a deeply nourishing and healing experience. And so in the Breathwork for Emotional Eating group that I'll be running in just a week, less than a week now, we will use both. We'll have integrative sessions so that you can have tools to practice on your own every day. And every session will include a meditative session so that we can really work on transforming your relationship with food so that you feel more in control of your eating habits, so you eat healthy more consistently, and as a result, lose weight for good. Also, just real quick, managing stress and getting out of the fight or flight mode supports your cortisol levels, which again will support healthy weight loss. Okay, so that's kind of the difference between integrative and meditative sessions. And so let's begin our integrative session. So I would love to invite you to do this with me. So just find a comfortable place to sit or to lay down. If you're sitting in your chair, you want both feet flat on the floor, and you can just be sitting upright but comfortable. If you're laying on the ground, that's okay too. You can either lay legs spread out, flat out, or if you want to bend your knees if that's more comfortable on your back, either way is fine. But just get to also just a quiet place in your house where you won't be interrupted for the next, 5 to 8 minutes, and get comfortable. And then in today's session, I want to use two different breath patterns. So I'm going to teach them to you first, and then we'll start the session because I want you to know what to expect. So the first pattern that we'll use is just a very basic continual conscious breathing pattern, very similar to deep breathing. And so in this pattern, what you'll do is you'll take an inhale through your nose and you'll exhale through the mouth. So it looks like this. And a couple things to note. As you inhale through the nose, you want the breath to be coming from your belly. So as you inhale, your belly should expand outwards like a balloon. And then as you exhale slowly through the mouth, then the belly falls flat again. So try a few of those continual conscious breaths on your own right now. It's okay if it feels a little awkward or uncomfortable, but try to breathe in through the nose and let the belly expand outward. And then as you exhale through the mouth, the belly falls flat. So maybe do one more of those. And it sometimes can take a while. This is why it is helpful to practice regularly, because we often don't have the best breathing habits. And so it takes a little bit of work to retrain the mind on like good, healthy ways to breathe. Okay, so that's the continual conscious breath or deep breaths. Then the other pattern we're going to use today is the 3-part breath. And this is probably one of my favorites. I use all the time because it's just so calming to my nervous system. So the 3-part breath, there's 3 parts to it, hence the name. So you'll take 2 inhales through your nose and then an exhale through your mouth. So it looks like this. So try a few on your own. The first inhale comes from the belly again. And the second one is more from, the rib cage and chest. So first inhales the belly and then upper like rib cage and chest, and then you exhale it all through your mouth. So try a couple more. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, but just the main thing is that we really want it to come from our belly, because if we breathe through our chest, that's actually a signal to our body and our brain that we are in a stressed out state. So breathing from our chest, if you ever notice when you are feeling stressed or anxious, you might be taking more short, shallow chest breaths. And that is that signal to brain. It keeps you in the fight or flight response. So the main thing is that we just want to get into the habit of breathing more from the belly. Okay, those are the 2 breath patterns we're going to use today. So we are going to go ahead and begin. If you are comfortable, once you're comfortable, feet flat on the floor, I would invite you to close your eyes just to tune out any distractions around you. And then go ahead and as you close your eyes, we're going to begin by just taking a few deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We're going to take the first minute or so just to calm down the mind. Maybe notice, is your mind really active? Are there thoughts popping in? Wondering if you're doing this right, wondering if anybody will interrupt you, thinking about things you need to do. But I would invite you as we go for the next few minutes to let those thoughts drift off to the side, knowing that it will all be there when we're done. But for now, these next few moments, the time, it's a gift you are giving to yourself to be still, to rest your mind, and to just quiet your body. So continuing to take those deep breaths in through the nose, out through mouth. Beautiful. And then take a moment to just check in and notice if you're carrying any tension in your face. If maybe your jaw is clenched, maybe your brows are furrowed, maybe you have tension around your ears or your temples. But just take another deep inhale. And on the exhale, see if you can let all the muscles of your face and your jaw relax. And then notice your shoulders and your neck and upper back. Again, notice if you're clenching, tightening your muscles at all. Take another inhale. And on the exhale, see if you can let everything relax from the top of your head to your shoulders. Releasing the muscles, releasing the tension. And then down towards your low back and hips. Just noticing if you have any tension, stiffness, pain. You don't need to do anything, but we just want to notice what's happening in our body. And again, if there is any tension, just take that nice deep inhale and imagine sending the breath to that part of the body and letting it relax. And then noticing the tops of your thighs. Letting them sit heavy on the next exhale. And relaxing the muscles of your calves. And finally, feeling the connection with the earth. Let's take a couple more deep breaths in through the nose. And on the exhale, just let everything sink deeper into your chair. And one more. Beautiful. We're going to begin that 3-part breath pattern in just a moment. So when you're ready, we'll take 2 inhales through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. First inhales from the belly, then from up in the chest, and then that full exhale long and slow. So continue that 3-part breathing pattern. And go as fast or slow as feels good to your body. Go slower, that tends to provide more of a relaxing feeling. If you go faster, it's a little bit more energizing. Just do what feels good to you. There's no right or wrong with this. More of them. After this round, let that pattern go and just return to a normal breathing pattern for a moment. Check in with your body, see if anything is different. Remember that whatever's happening is perfectly okay. There's no right or wrong. Your mind is wandering. If the breathing feels awkward, it's okay. You're just getting started. Okay, let's do another round of that 3-part breath. And when you're ready, go ahead and begin. You inhale through the nose and a slow exhale through the mouth. Inhaling from the belly and then the chest. Have it stay still. You don't much as our body and mind tell us that we sometimes these moments of stillness are exactly what we need to feel more energized, more creative, more kind and loving to others. Continue that three-part breathing pattern, whatever pace feels good to you. A couple more breaths. And when you're done with this round you're on, just let that part breathing pattern go and just return to a normal breathing. And we're going to take just a couple inhales, nice deep inhales to finish up. So take a nice deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And then on the next inhale, we're going to hold it. So take an inhale through the nose and then hold your breath in the chest. Let the shoulders drop, settle into stillness, and hold the breath for as long as feels good to you. Maybe just a moment. Whenever you need to, do a slow exhale through the mouth. Then one more deep inhale. As we wrap up, check in with your body. Just notice if anything has changed. If you even feel 10% calmer than you did when you began. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring some slow movement back into your body. Wiggle the fingers and toes very gently, mindfully. Maybe roll your shoulders, your neck. Maybe do a big stretch overhead, whatever feels. And when you're ready, push the pressure out and slowly flutter your eyes open. Welcome back. So that is one example of an integrative breath practice. If it felt a little uncomfortable or awkward, if it was hard to quiet your mind, that's okay. It takes time. But hopefully you were able to experience a little bit of the benefit that comes from this type of practice. So if you have any questions at all, I would love to know how you're feeling after this, after you did this breathwork session. So if you even want to put in the comments, just let me know how are you feeling after doing this. And then if you want to learn more about breathwork and you want to add it as one of the tools in your health and weight loss toolkit, I would love to have you join us for the Breathwork for Emotional Eating group that we will begin in very soon. Begins January 28th, I believe. If you're watching this when it's recorded, it'll be less than a week. All right, I will post a link in the comments where you can find out more about that breathwork group. If you have any questions at all, feel free to send me a message. But I hope this was really helpful for you, and I sure hope that you would like to practice it more in the group that will be beginning soon. All right, bye for now.